I can feel it in my
Those of you listening, it's Joe Lynch.
Hi.
He is the man behind everyone's favorite sequel, Wrong Turn 2.
Thank you. Wow. Everyone's favorite sequel next to Hatchet 2.
Well, Hatchet 2 had problems getting into theaters, so.
I had problems staying in theaters.
Yes. If I had $1 for every time Adam Green's called me an asshole.
You'd have $2?
No, I'd have actually probably about 10.
Dude, don't you? You're supposed to say crossing. So unprofessional.
All right, so we're at Rock and Shock. Adam and Joe are here supporting Holliston and their other many endeavors. This is the first time I've met you, Joe. Oh, actually, I met you 3 days ago, but I've never met you before
we go
this.
Way back.
Yeah, you're a big Outside the Cinema fan, despite the fact that you probably never heard of it before Friday, but now you love it.
What do you want a hug?
No. Yes.
Not yet, at least.
We'll
save it for the end.
End of the interview. But you guys are here supporting the DVD release of Holliston and prepping Holliston Season 2. Yesterday, during the big reading and everything, you guys kind of went through the history of it. But give if Adam and Joe could give you guys just give the idea of Holliston to the listeners.
Holliston is it's friends with violence. It's a sitcom that's made for people like us who wouldn't normally watch a sitcom. It's about two guys who are trying to become horror filmmakers, and the cast includes guys like Dee Snider and Otis Ruggers from Guar, and two gorgeous girls who play our girlfriends on the show. But it's about
big suspension of disbelief.
Yes. It's actually, no, our wives are fucking gorgeous. I don't know how the fuck that happened. And it happened before any of this shit happened for us. So everyone who's like, oh, they're in it for the money and
ahead of the curve.
Maybe that was
it. They were into the curve.
Pre-gold diggers, or whatever you would call it. Yes.
Fool's gold diggers.
Exactly. But anyway, yeah, it's a sitcom just like what you would see on a major network, except there's got exploding heads and people getting stabbed, and it's a ton of heart. And I think what's been most interesting is seeing the fan response to it, because they love all the cameos and seeing all these horror celebrities and all the horror references, but what they really love is how much they can relate to feeling like an outcast and being beat down all the time and having a dream and being told no. And that's been remarkable to see, because we thought that would happen, but a lot of horror fans, you don't know if they're just going to be like, oh, fuck it, they're not torturing somebody, I don't want to watch this. But they supported it right out of the gate, and they've been so fucking vocal about it. Yeah. And we got a season 2 right away, and then, were you there yesterday for the reading?
I got to see the panel, but I didn't get a chance to see the reading.
The reading was...
Because you wouldn't let me do Dee Snider's parts, so I just said, fuck these guys, they're assholes, I don't want anything to do with them.
Well, this interview's over.
The reading was one of the best things I've ever witnessed at a horror convention.
It was amazing. We had another interview lined up, so I was mad. But I heard it was like, my friend Josh said it was awesome.
It's about time. All of us who are here who come to these things, we're performers first and foremost. That's what we do for a living. So why not come to one of these things and actually perform for the fans and do your thing rather than come here and sign pictures and charge money for autographs and stuff? Why not do what you do? And so this was a first. I don't think it's ever been done at a convention, especially to perform a full episode of television live in front of everybody.
There just hasn't been that sense of showmanship. I remember back in the day when we used to go to Fango Cons and be like Bruce Campbell flipping himself over on stage, or Sam Raimi basically doing stand-up, or Clive Barker basically telling stories on stage, not just making it like a question and answer sort of thing. They were performing, so we've all been to plenty of these. If you've ever seen the show Holliston, you know that we kind of pay loving homage to what it's like to be at a horror convention, so we were like, well, how can we make this an even more special event? And Rock and Shock has been amazing, just the people, the fans, the organizers. This is my first time. This was your second time, right?
Did you ever come when you were a kid?
No,
Not a kid, but younger.
I don't think it was around when I was a kid. Yeah, and I've been in LA for 14 years now, so it wasn't around. But and I don't do conventions, to be honest. I love the fans, but I don't like the convention aspect. I don't like that at some of them they say that I have to charge for my autograph, so I just won't do it. And then when I don't charge an autograph, there's other celebrities that are appearing that complain and want me moved, because then the fans go up to them and say, well, Adam Green didn't charge me, and then they get pissed off. So this whole thing, it's just not really for me. But when I have something specific to promote and it's right around that time, I'll come and promote that thing. But that's why I don't do that many conventions. It's not because I don't want to. I'm also incredibly busy too, which is a good excuse usually, because people are like, can you come to this? And I'm like, I'm shooting, which is all true. But there's something to me that's a little distasteful about it. But Rock and Shock, I love how they treat the fans. I love how accessible everything is, and also how they treat the guests. I mean,
Yeah.
it's stupid stuff. Like
There's hot scones back there
there's
and coffee.
coffee
It's
and
so
water.
nice.
And like, you know,
it's the VIP treatment.
It's nice.
Chris, we've been missing out on hot stones.
There's hot scones back there.
But to go off of
We
that,
can't eat them. On
No.
TV show, we have to
Yeah.
be naked all the time. But we're watching other people eat the hot stones.
yes, they look delicious. But you know,
You guys
to
are looking good, by the way. Both of you are looking quite
It,
fit.
you know what?
Thank
Thank you.
you.
'Cause It's fucking hard, and I hate it. For anybody who's tried to get in shape like this, like it sucks. And like, there's the people who work out all the time and they diet, and they're like, "Oh man, once you do it for 3 weeks, you feel great." No, you don't.
no, it sucks.
It's awful.
Eating roasted seaweed for weeks on end and no carbs. I miss carbs. I want a donut. God damn it!
But nothing will get you in shape faster than casting yourself in a sitcom
And then
having to be naked.
and then reading a script going, Adam and Joe in a tub naked. Yeah, watch those pounds disappear immediately. Just so you go like, oh god, look how gross I am. Oh yeah. Oh, I'll start doing push-ups right now, dude. I'll do a Jack Palance. It's awesome. but you know, like with Rock and Shock, you know, like Adam was saying, it's like, you know, we're busy, but and it's hard to do the convention sometimes. When you have something like Holliston that is such a love letter to everyone here, like everyone comes up to us and says like, you know, what's the show about, or who's the, you know, the fan base, and I'm like, it's us, it's all these people here, you know, like if the Big Bang Theory had a horror fan base, the big head explosion theory, that's the best way to describe Holliston in a way. But everyone gets the jokes, everyone gets, you know, the references, but we're not doing it like, we're not shoehorning it in like, oh, we got to talk about Mensa in this, you know, or we got to make sure that we, you know, reference this, that, or the other movie. This is how we talk, and that's how everyone here talks. You know, like you're quoting horror movies, and you're going, oh, dude, nice battle royale shirt. You know, that's the kind of vibe that we wanted to get with Holliston. But like Adam had always kind of designed, horror people are people too. You know, horror fans are people too. You know, like that's who we are, and we all go through the same hardships, the same, you know, trials and tribulations,
breakups, and
it's
heartbreak,
all,
and
we're people too. God damn it, you know.
I mean, and I think that's a big part of the show too. Is, I mean, your writing helps make the show, because you've always had a knack with, whether it's Hatchet or Frozen, of kind of tapping in to the emotional side of the horror, which a lot of guys don't do. But you don't dumb it down. You just write like as if you were in the situation, or like, I mean, the character on Holliston you write is you. And
they're all these guys. I mean, that's why we all go by our first names. I wrote them for them. Like, Joe is really based on Joe, and Corey's based on
I'm not
Corey,
that cheap. Just
on,
if you've ever seen the
but
show,
he's becoming his character. He was never a cheap guy, and now he's just like,
now I'm like, got $5.
he just stole napkins over there from the hot scones area.
Dude, we need toilet paper for the rest of the trip. Seriously, it's triple
we do need
ply.
toilet paper. If you're in that budget.
not so much. All right, so just stepping away from Holliston really quickly. Obviously, both you guys are busy and got a million things going on. We talked a little bit about your situation with your movie. What can you share with the public for Nights of Badassdom? And can you introduce me to Summer Glau at any point?
Let's see. The first part of the question, hopefully, comes out soon. It's one of those things where it's a financial thing that has absolutely nothing to do with the movie. So hopefully, it comes out. From what I've heard, the early 2013. So if the Mayans aren't right, hopefully you'll see it. You know. And the second part of the question,
I've seen it, and it's awesome. And I'm not just saying that.
Well,
in
thank
fact,
you.
I would take no greater pleasure in saying it wasn't that great, or making a joke about, just the bust of them. It's fucking awesome.
Thanks, dude. That so nice of you. And Hatchet 3 ain't bad too. I've seen that.
Didn't direct it. Don't care.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. Hatchet 3 is really
In
good.
terms of Summer Glau, good luck. Sorry.
So, Adam, obviously, you just wrapped season 2 on
Yes.
Holliston. You just finished production on Hatchet 3.
Yes.
Last time we talked to you, you were writing Killer Pizza.
Yep.
And then there's also talk of some other stuff. What near future? What's going on for you?
Killer Pizza's done. The script is into MGM, so my job is now done. Maybe I'll end up directing it if they make it. I have no idea what happens from here because it's a big studio movie and they move so incredibly slow. I can tell you that it's been a 2-year process writing it, and 11 of those months were spent with lawyers sending papers back and forth. I mean, the studio system goes so slow, I'm not sure if anything gets made. So we'll see what happens with that one. And Hatchet 3 we just finished production on. We're actually, all we really need left to do is score it and mix it and color it, which that's a lot. But about maybe 5-6 more weeks worth of post-production stuff. I know Dark Sky wanted it out in February, but what they're talking about with the other foreign distributors is going day and date around the world, so everybody releases at the same time. And it's a good way to try to sort of combat all the assholes who steal your shit online because a lot of them do it because they just don't want to wait. And so every country goes at the same time. It could make a difference. So February might not be the date. They might wait a little bit longer. It all depends when like Germany, Australia, and Japan, when everybody can coordinate. So they're working on that now and having those discussions. But the movie turned out really well. I did not direct it, but I wrote it, I produced it, I cast it, I had final cut on it. So it shouldn't feel like I wasn't fair to anybody who's been a Hatchet fan. And BJ McDonald did a great job. He shot the first two. He shot Spiral. He's part of the family. And then there's season 2 of Holliston, which the Christmas special will air in December. It's an hour Christmas special. And then season 2 is twice as many episodes as season 1, and that starts in May. And then hopefully we go into shooting season 3 if we get a season 3. But, I mean, the way things seem to be going, it seems likely. But you never know with TV because the networks could merge or, like, the execs get switched out. Like, so many things could happen that have nothing to do with the show. So we'll see. And then I also have a documentary called Digging Up the Marrow that I'm doing with Alex Pardee, who's one of the greatest living artists. And it started as a documentary about monsters and where the ideas come from. And now it's sort of turning into, I don't want to say mockumentary because usually that's reserved for something funny, but it's
evolving.
It's evolving into like almost a fictional narrative in a way. And it's hard to explain, but it's a really, really inspiring and interesting project because to make something, normally you make a movie and you know exactly this is what I'm shooting, this is how I cut it. This is so different. And it should be like unlike nothing anybody's seen before, I hope. But we'll see. But hopefully that'll be done by the end of next year.
Joe, do you have anything else planned other than Holliston?
Yeah, actually, I'm shooting my next film. It's called Everly. It's a very hardcore action movie. It's like if you took the last 10 minutes of The Professional and stretched it out over 90 minutes, that's the movie. We start production in February or March. Yeah, it's my love letter to Luc Besson and Takashi Miike. If anything. Oh, yeah, it's wild. So we'll see.